And what Shedeur Sanders did last night, at the very least, was put Dillon Gabriel in a situation where he's going to have to match what Shedeur did last night in one of these next 2 preseason games. But here's the thing. We got to slow down. As soon as the game was over last night, people are saying that he's got to be the QB1 going into the season, this, that, and the third. It was one preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. That was the bare minimum of what he needed to do to keep this as a conversation. If Shedeur Sanders would have played bad last night, the whole story would have ended last night. It all been over, right? But here's the thing. Even if Dillon Gabriel doesn't match, doesn't play as well as Shedeur Sanders, unfortunately, the Browns are still going to be in a situation to where they can spin it and still take Dillon Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders. I'm not predicting it. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But a reason a lot of people have been saying this is an uphill climb for Shedeur Sanders, the Browns are not going to be incentivized to take their 5th round pick over their 3rd round pick and then have to explain why they drafted in that order. There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of pride amongst these GMs and these coaches in the NFL. The last thing they want to have to do, I believe this, is get on TV or in a press conference and explain why they chose Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round and why they chose Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round if Dillon Gabriel does not perform and if they have to choose Shedeur Sanders over Dillon Gabriel. They're not going to want to do that. No GM wants to get on TV and explain how that pick was made, why you chose it, and then why did you have to release a 3rd round draft pick? But this is how the NFL operates. This is why I say, even though if Dillon Gabriel puts out a stinker or doesn't play up to the performance we saw from Shedeur Sanders last night, that there's still a chance that they would take Dillon Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders because they drafted him in the 3rd round. Is that stupid? Yes. Why does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. All of this is a moot point until we see what Dillon Gabriel does next week in the preseason game. Shedeur did his part. Now, Dillon Gabriel, we got to see what you got. Hit the like, hit the follow. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Peace.